past 24th Street intersection, and then you come further. We are just on 22nd Street. So you can come over and let us have conversation. We can help you with legal advice. Maybe you need legal advice. We can help you. You need access to information. We can help you. Whatever way we can help to make this country better, we want to do that. So let us do it together. So the Integrity Watch radio program is very civil and informative with zero tolerance on the use of invectives and other denigrating comments. So when guests appear on this platform, they are guided by the rule. We don't just allow anything to just go. We don't just allow people to make comments, even our callers. We have to guard the process so that you don't just make comments that are unfounded. You make comments that are not good for the hearing. We're not going to allow it to happen on this platform. It's very civil. We don't allow people to throw words at each other. We discuss the issue and not personalities. So today is Thursday, October 20th, 2022, and this edition of the program will be giving you update about the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. And we are going to go a little bit educative this morning. So today we will be looking at three key kinds of corruption. The three known kinds of corruption. That's what we're going to be discussing today. Like we have said on this here repeatedly, this platform is intended to educate you, to tell you what you need to know about the fight against corruption, and to give you education about what corruption is and how they manifest. And all of these things, we're going to bring them to. So today, we are talking about the three known kinds of corruption. So they are petty corruption, you have grand corruption, and you have petty corruption, grand corruption, and systemic corruption. Systemic corruption. So these are the three known kinds of corruption. We're going to be talking about it this morning. Before we do that, let us go to little things that matter. On the little things that matter, we want to greet His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia. Good morning, Your Excellency, and good morning to the peace-loving people of Liberia. Your Excellency, we hope that you are doing well, and as you go about leading the country and leading, making decisions and executing different policy instruments or different policy documents on behalf of the country, representing the country at different level of whether at the international level, whether at the local level. I mean, we say thank you. Thank you so much for your leadership. To the people of Liberia, wherever you are, if you are viewing us, wherever you are viewing us, we say good morning to you. Wherever you are viewing us on Integrity TV, and we say good afternoon, good evening, and we hope that you are all doing well. And we want you to always think positive about Liberia. This is the only country that we have. This is the only place that we call our home. We all call our home. So we must make sure that we protect it. And we have a democracy that is deemed that seem to be envious, yes, but it cannot work if we don't help to make it strong and stronger. Whatever capacity you find yourself, you can help Liberia to be a better place. Wherever you find yourself, whether in the diaspora, whether in Liberia, we can make this country a better place only by thinking positive about the country. Negativity will always reflect on us if we think negatively about our country. But if we think positive about our country, we're going to act towards the country in a positive manner. So wherever you are as a Liberian, wherever you are, whether you are a resident in Liberia, we want to say let's make this country a better place by thinking positive about Liberia. So you don't think that you're going to undermine or cause any problem in Liberia and think that it's not going to impact you one way or the other. You're going to get affected. So we are related. In there are different ways. You may seem to be out of the country, but you may have relatives and friends who are here. So you need to help to make this country better so that your relatives and your friends here can live in a peaceful environment, especially as we are going to elections. So that's why we want to preach peace. We want to make sure that people remain positive. We want to make sure that everyone is aware of what their roles and responsibilities are. So wherever you are as a Liberian, we say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. And so we go back to His Excellency the President of Liberia. On this platform, on this segment of the program, we usually bring issues to the President's attention. So today, we are asking the President one key question. Your Excellency, at what point do you wait for issues against your officials to reach before you can act? What do you wait to see happen before you can either intervene to make sure that issues are resolved? I'm asking this question because in Nimba, the superintendent of Nimba County, Nelson Kokwa, since his appointment as superintendent of Nimba, he has not left the news for the wrong reasons. He has always been in the news for the wrong reasons. If not for allegations of corruption, it's some kind of mismanagement or something hanging over his head. And you recently, in fact, when you went on your county tour, this same superintendent reportedly received money that you gave to the people. That money got slashed, portion of it went missing, and the superintendent again was accused. I listened to the superintendent then. I mean, he sounded so confused when he was being interviewed. Again, this same superintendent has come in the news again for another allegation of corruption. The county leadership is saying the disbursement to county officials, especially the project management committees, are done or authorized through county sitting. And they are accusing the superintendent of taking money from the county's cover without the county going to county sitting, using county resolution that has already been passed on long ago that the county has not gone for sitting of recent. So they are accusing the superintendent. On yesterday, there was a protest in Ganta. People were protesting in Ganta against the superintendent. Your Excellency, when these allegations come up, it's very good and necessary that you take measures so that, because these allegations are not creating any good image when they come up and they just go down just like that. They need to be probed and the outcome be made known so that the public, these individuals, even for their own records' sake, when someone is accused of an act of corruption and it gets in the public glare, the best thing to do to clear that person's name would be to launch an investigation, and the report of that investigation comes out and to clear the person's name. Mind you, these are citizens of Liberia. They have right to work in Liberia despite of, even without being in government. They are citizens of Liberia to work in Liberia. It's just that our system is in a way that We don't track some of these things. Because if our system was tracking some of the things that people will resign for in other countries, if it was like that in Liberia, most people will find in public places would not be there. They would not even find space around the public space. But because we ignore most of these things, in fact, everything about integrity. So people with integrity bankruptcy, they are the ones who are making decisions for us. People with tainted records are the ones who are making decisions on behalf of country. So what do you expect? What sound decision do you expect to come from somebody who has been accused of corruption, who has lived all of his life in everywhere he or she ever worked, have been allegations of corruption, and that person gets to a position where they have to make decisions for an entire nation? What do you expect? Do you expect them to pass laws or to do things that will help to benefit you? No, they will do things that will benefit them because that's what they are known to be. That's what is known best. So that is why it is important when this information come up so that you take proactive measures to ensure that the names of these individuals are clear and they can go about their normal businesses. The next thing we want to talk about, Your Excellency, I mean, there have been a lot of things coming up. This LIGIS, the Liberia Institute for Statistics and Geoinformation Services. I mean, I listened to the acting director general, but I'm still not clear about what they are saying because these same people religious have had issues about integrity and corruption entangling them. That issue has not been settled. These same people now going to conduct census. The reason why it's important for this census process to be very clear, for us to be very clear with the process, so that people can trust the result. Because if the process is questioned, if we question the process, then people are going to question the result. And the census is very important for us as a nation, as a country. We need credible data. We need credible information. What happens to credible information? If we have credible data, credible census result, we will know how to apportion our developmental initiatives. Which county, which area we're supposed to concentrate with developmental activity? Where do we have the economic hub, or where do we concentrate with economic development? So these are things that will inform our national developmental agenda. So that is why it's important. Even the international partners, they use the census result to be able to provide support to whatever sector that needed to have support. So that's why it's important. So it's important for us to make sure that the process leading to the conduct of this census is very, very credible so that the result can be credible. But if the process has been marred by a lot of controversies, I mean, Your Excellency, you need to look into this. It's important. You need to look into this. This is a national record, national census that we want to conduct, and we cannot conduct it with all of these controversies coming about regarding the process. So that's what we want to bring to your attention, Your Excellency. Let's look here and see what do we have here to talk. Okay, so that's what we want to talk about, Your Excellency. These are things we want to tell you about, to bring to your attention. The last thing again before we go forward is this rice issue, Your Excellency. I agree that you set up a committee. Your Excellency, this rice issue is still far from being resolved because your officials said rice in the country, but again, we still hold a view that rice in the country, it means that the rice should be available in the market. But as we speak, we don't have rice in the market. The local shops don't have rice stored in the shops to be sold to customers. The few people who have access to the rice, they are selling it at a high rate. So, I mean, we still don't believe that rice is in the country. So, the committee needs to start working speedily. I don't know what will be the TOR, what the TOR will be, or what it is. I don't know. But I think that committee, if they are the one who are to address the issue about rice shortage on the market, I think they need to start working speedily. You need to, push them quick so that they can start very quickly because the issue is still being unresolved. Thank you, Your Excellency. To members of the 54th National Legislature, they've come back, they reassembled to discuss some key national issues. So we say welcome back. And as you discuss, even though they pro tem and they said they are not certain of passing on the budget, the 2023 budget before their break. We hope you're going to do due diligence to the budget, making sure that institutions that are supposed to have funding to operate, they have funding, like integrity institutions, they need funding to operate as we go to elections. I think we need to make sure that our electoral processes and everything leading to elections will be credible, even though we still have the issues hanging over the chair of the National Elections Commission. Has that been resolved? To you out there, the issue with the National Elections Commission chair, that issue was turned down because the court believed that the LACC was not the one to don't have the legal authority to do what they were doing. Not that the case was dropped against the chair of the National Elections Commission, but they said it should be the office of the ombudsman. So that's why they said the LACC never had that authority to do that. So it was because of maybe lack of the authority was not invested in the LACC to do it. So that's why the court turned it down. But the issue is still hanging, it's still lingering over the chair of the National Elections Commission. So that's it. We need to make sure that the election process is credible. And our lawmakers, you need to pass laws that will benefit the people. Like we said, you can't be passing laws that will always go against the people. One of which is the LACC, the new LACC Act that you passed. We still believe that that act was a bylaw, and it's going to come back to haunt us. All right, so let's speak to the young people of Liberia. To the young people of Liberia, elections, and you have a very critical role to play in the elections. I mean, some of you may not have experienced what happened in this country. So sometimes you don't even understand why you get on the street to protest. I mean, because you don't know what this country has been through. So you don't even understand what it means to be at war or for a country to be destabilized. When a country is destabilized, there's nothing, absolutely nothing you can achieve. There are a lot of people who were up, and some of them have come down to zero, and there are others who never even would have had the least of reaching to where they are. They would have, but with preparation though. But overnight, they got to where they are. And some people now, they have used that situation to even attain riches, and they continue to attain more riches because of the situation we found ourselves in. So that's why we continuously saying to the young people of Liberia, violence will do nothing for you. Stop putting yourself in front of the bullet for any individual. You're worth more than that I will say, and getting in the street. That I will say will not do anything for you. What you need to start thinking about is how can you build your future? How can you help your children? What can be beneficial to your children? How can they go to school to learn, to prepare for their own future? That's why you need to be concentrating on, not to be taking on the street and we're going to elections again. We're here. All of these things, people throwing, in fact, people engaging each other into fierce fight because of political difference. So we need to make this country maintain the peace that we have. We need to maintain, protect our democracy because it didn't come on silver platter. It came with high price. we paid the utmost sacrifice to get to where we are. So we must protect it so jealously so that it doesn't slip anyway, anyhow. So we need to do that. To young people of Liberia, you need to think, stop, and just be peaceful. You can debate the issues, sell your part, your candidates, sell your party, tell us what your party is capable of doing. And stop this thing about this person didn't do it, so and so what? So because it didn't happen, so it can't happen. So how will your party help to make it better? And somebody's politician will come, they have started coming with the lies again. They know very well they can't do these things, but they will come and tell you say they can do it. And after they get elected, they come back to you and tell you that, you don't expect too much too soon. You need to be wise. These guys have played on your intelligence for too long. Evaluate these guys. Ask them the question. The main question you need to be asking them when they say we will do this, let them answer how. How will you do it? Let them lay down the process that will lead to achieving this particular thing. But you can't just come and say, oh, we'll do the ones and so what? So what? You say you will do it and so what? So what we need to see, ask them to show you the way out, how they are going to do it to achieve what they say they will do. Don't just run behind people because you think that they're giving you $10 or $20, so you think everything is okay. I mean, you are selling your future. Be wise. And let's vote and vote Liberia. When you are voting Liberia, you're not going to see political party in the picture. If you are voting Liberia, you're not going to see a standard bearer in the picture. If you are voting Liberia, you're not going to see party emblems. That's not what you're going to be going for. You're going to be going for capability, integrity. That's what you're going to be looking for in the candidates that will come to you for be elected. So if you're voting Liberia, you will ask the question about what will you do that will help to benefit Liberia? That's why you need to be asking for and stop going for little peanuts because it does nothing for you. It just keeps you in abject poverty while they get rich and richer. So thank you so much. Those are things we wanted to talk about today. So we're going straight to our point of discussion. We're not sure of taking a break. We'll go straight to our point of discussion today. So like we said, the program you are listening to is called Interpreter Watch. It's a 1-hour radio program brought to you by the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. It is aired every Thursday on ECOWAS Radio 91.5 FM and is relayed on Prime FM in Monrovia. Prime FM is on a assigned frequency of 105.5. So this program is the primary radio-based communication and information dissemination platform of CENTAL. So thanks to the government and people of Sweden for the support under CENTAL's National Integrity Building and Anti-Corruption Program. So there are different activities we are doing. Our county office, PQ officers are engaging to, outreaches, whether in the schools, our advocacy and legal advice center, they